All right. Hey, thanks for joining us. Tonight we're just going to go over a few basic Facebook tidbits because Facebook honestly is where most of coaches do, let's say 95, and that's what I've done 95% of my business on Facebook. And when I first started, I was completely new. So there are so many things that you can be doing on there, but like everything else, just learn slowly. So let's just start there. I'll share my screen. And then after that, I wanted to go over handling objections because I think when you're a brand new coach and you get those objections, you're like, you don't know what to say. So I'll give you some tips on how to handle those. So this is my Facebook. So one of the first things that I always tell my coaches is to make sure that you're adding those 5 friends per day because it can really start to add up, really quickly, those 5 friends over time. When I first started, I had 400 friends. Now I'm close to 1,600. And that was like in 2.5 years. So I think that's pretty good. So the way that you can find friends on Facebook. So what I just did, if you didn't see that, I was on my timeline. I went to friends. You can click on find friends. And then if you scroll down, it'll say people you may know. And then it will say like how many, like this person, I have 165 other friends in common. I think went to high school. And you'll see like on here, like most of those people are men. I typically don't want to work with men. That's just me. But if you feel that you could help them, obviously add them as a friend. But that's not who I'm personally targeting. Like my brand is female people that want to be empowered, people who like women who are like in their 30s who recently got married, because that's me. And I feel like I have a connection with those people. So when you're kind of looking for friends, I wouldn't get too specific, but if like, you don't want to work with males or you don't want to work like, with the elderly population or something like that, then I would say, don't add them as a friend. But anyone else, totally fair game. So add 5 people. And if you have 10 or more people in common with them, even if you don't remember who they are, add them because it's a really small world and you wouldn't necessarily might not remember when you did meet them, or even if you haven't, you still might have a connection with them. You can also search on the right-hand side here by your hometown, your current city, your high school, mutual friends. And I do that all the time. I'll go to my best friends page and I'll click on her friends and I'll see, okay, which of her friends am I not friends with? And have I met through her or would know me through her? That's a really great way to connect with new people. Because what you're trying to do on Facebook is build a network. You're trying to find like-minded people like you that can benefit this, that can use this in their life for whatever need or for whatever solution or for whatever, you're trying to find a solution to their problem. And for that, you need to keep growing your network. So adding those 5 people per day is really important. So once you add those 5 people, you also want to make sure that they are accepting those friend requests, because some people, they don't want to be your friend, and don't take any offense to it. That's how it is. So what you can do is, I'm back on my timeline. You can go to view activity log, click on that. And then you can also, on the left-hand side, you'll see a more, click on that, and then click on friends. And then it will say who you sent a friend request out to. So I just sent a request out to Michelle at 5:00 today. And she still didn't add me. I'm going to leave it because what you can do, say this was 2 days ago, I can hover over friend request sent. and then I can cancel the request, because Facebook is a smart beast. And it knows if you're trying to send out too many friend requests at once. It doesn't want you spamming people. So if you have more than like 10 out at a time, it can actually put you in Facebook jail, and you won't be able to add anybody. You might not be able to message people. They kind of put certain restrictions on for like a week or two or whatever. So just go back here, see who you've sent friend requests to. So I sent out 4 today. No one's accepted yet, but that's okay. So I'll go to my request that I did yesterday. This one, she still didn't. I'm probably going to cancel that request just because it's been a day. And let's face it, everyone's on their phone nowadays, like every 5 seconds. And she probably saw it and she's probably like, I don't want to be your friend. Okay, I don't care. Cancel request. Move on. And then just click cancel request. And then it says here, I became friends with Brielle, and it'll say, check friends. Good. She wanted to be my friend. And so did Carol. Good. And he did too. So I would do that at least every other day. That way you're not missing anybody that you sent a request out to, and it kind of goes unpending. So adding those 5 people per day is absolutely key. I mean, it seems so simple that you can miss out on it because it's that simple. Like, it's easy to do and easy not to do, but have that be one of the first things that you do for, like, you know, when you're in your business hours. So that is one of the first things that you can do. And I remember somebody had a question in the Coach Basics group about how to organize your groups. So as a coach, you'll see that you'll start to belong to a lot of groups, whether it's the team page or a training or another coach's challenge group, whatever. You're going to have a lot of groups. So what you can do, if you hover over groups, you're going to see more. If you click on that, you're going to see all the groups that you belong to, and I belong to a lot. So what you can do is you can favorite the groups that you need to check into. So whether that is checking into your Coach Basics group or checking into your challenge group or checking into the team page, those obviously would be the first 3 that I would check into. So you can just click add to favorite and then click it again to unadd it to favorite. And what that will do is that will put it right up at the top here. That way it's easier for you to find it. That way you're kind of not going in here and being like, where is that clean eating group? I can't find it. It just makes your life a little bit more simpler. Also with Facebook, when you post is equally important as what you post. So what I mean by that is the time of the day that you post is really important. The most popular times are going to be 9 o'clock in the morning, noon, and 8 to 9 o'clock at night. So those 3 times are really good times to post. The reason being, most of the time at 9 o'clock, people are like kind of settled into work and they're on their phone checking in. And that's like kind of like their last time that they can check their phone before lunch. Noon is typically people's lunchtime when everyone's going to check. And then 8 to 9 at night is when people are kind of like vegging out on their couch, like or unwinding from the day. So if you post something, say at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and nobody is on Facebook, no one's going to see it. If your post goes on the news feed and people don't like or comment on it, it's going to go dead. So that means that it's not going to show up in this news feed. And you want it to show up in people's news feed. So the way that you can tell if people are on Facebook is on the right-hand side right here, you'll see people who are on now or on their cell phone. If you scroll down just a little bit more, it'll say more friends. And then right here, it has a number. So this number, typically for me, if it's a good time, like the highest time to post, will be about 200. So when I see 200 people here, that's the perfect time for me to post. Right now it's at like 119. It's okay. I can still post. But if it's at like 70 or 80, I would not post at that time because not a lot of people are on and no one's really going to see it. So this number might be different for you depending upon how many friends you have, but just take a notice, take a look, kind of do like a little survey each day at certain times and see, okay, and it might be different for moms because, moms, especially if they have kids, they might have like that nap schedule where like 3:00 in the afternoon might be good for them because that's when the kids go down for a nap. So just pay attention. You can also do this. I don't have my phone up here, but if you're on your phone, there will be like a tab on the top right. I think it might be like a little person or something. But if you click on that, it'll give you a drop down of the same exact thing. So you can go and look and you can see like right now the number went up by 7. I mean, not a lot, but still. You always want to post when that is the highest. If you do a post, at a weird hour, like, 2 a.m., that post is going to go really dead unless you have a lot of friends in California. So make sure that you look at that before you post. What else? A lot of coaches ask if they should make their profile page public or private. And if you have kids, I know sometimes that can be a little bit of a struggle of whether to put it private or public. I would say you can do both. You can keep it on private, and then for certain posts that you don't mind sharing with everybody, if you click on that little arrow here, like all my stuff is public, right? But you can change it to where it's public. If it wasn't, if it was private, you can always change the privacy of it, and you can always edit. Like, say, I always do this. Like sometimes I'll post like way too quickly, or I'm really bad with like spell check. So you can always go back and edit your posts if you kind of make a boo-boo. Or if it is a really, say like you posted something and you're like, well, you know what? I don't think that worked out too well. You can just delete it. It's not a big deal. So if you also have it a private Facebook page, you can get a like page to where you're posting like your health and fitness recipes, things like that. So and you can kind of maybe leave your private page to more friends, family. If you want to post pictures of the kids, you want to be comfortable with what you're doing. So either or, and then you can always, change the post to private or public. If it's something of the kids, you can keep it private. If it's something with you working out, you can make it public so everybody can see it. Because what happens is people on your news feed, it will say, let me see if I can find one. But sometimes you'll see like right here, like Abigail and 2 others commented on this, or Abigail and somebody else liked this post. So sometimes your friends will see a post of yours that they like. And that's how you're going to be able to expand and reach more people, is by your friends commenting and posting that their friends are going to be able to see it if you have a public post or a public page, that their friends will see it and might ask you or message you or whatever it is. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. And you can also, if you want to change any of your account information to public or private, just click on this locky thing. And you can just kind of go through it right here. Who can see my post? Public. You can do only your friends. Obviously, I wouldn't do only me because you're trying to grow a business. And there's more options down here. But friends is typically the private, only friends. Public, anyone can see it. Let's see. Oh, so in the group pages, you will find that in the group pages, there is a file section. So this is our team page. If you click on the file section, we have a ton of information in here. So all of our team calls, so if you're ever dealing with something, or you need some inspiration or a certain topic you need more information on, you can always go into the file section and click on team calls. And you'll see that we have a lot of different team calls that we've had from other coaches that have come on. I did one on handling objections, a little of the stuff I might go over tonight, how to get your coaches started right, sharing your story, team empowerment, recruiting and attracting, having a badass mentality, courage, the do's and don'ts of social media, why you want to start a like page. So there's a lot of great content in here for you guys to learn from. We also have a lot of 21 Day Fix, recipes, and the templates in here as well. There's Coach Daily to do checklists. So know that this is just a great place, just like the Coach Online Office, for you to find any information. And then what you can also do, I think this was also asked in the group yesterday, there's this little magnifying glass here up at the top. So any questions that you get, you can ask in here, just like you can ask in your Coach Online Office if you go to the FAQ page. You can ask questions in here, or you can ask them, or you can search for them in the team page. So for example, yesterday someone had something with pregnancy and Shakeology. And let's see what pops up. So Leah, you asked it yesterday, and then Alicia asked it in June. Whitney asked it in March, and you can see comments. This one's a good one. Has anyone here drank Shakeology during pregnancy? Click on the comments, and you'll see I tagged a ton of people in this because I always just refer back to this as saying, hey, look, this is what other coaches on our team have already written, instead of, and even you got this, more comments below this too. So this is a great place to ask, to search for anything that has been asked in our team page. And if you get a question about it, I would say 100% it's already been asked in our team page. So this is a really great place to look. You can also search before and after pictures. Let's see if I could, and after. So anything that we post in the team page in terms of before and after pictures, let me see if I can find any. Let me just do before and after pictures. It's fair game for you to use. So if we post it in here, it's saying you can use it. And that's a great way, because sometimes people really do need to see real people that why can't I find any? Here's some, is that a Body Beast one? Yeah, so this is Claudia, And she is actually from, and I posted this, from our bigger team, and she did Body Beast, and she was actually in the during Summit. That's our yearly like convention. She did they had like a contest, and she actually had cancer. And because of she was doing Turbo Fire with Shailene Johnson, and because of that, she felt something weirder in her stomach when she was doing the workout, and she found out it was cancer, and she used Shakeology while she was going through chemo, and just this amazing story. And then she comes out looking like this. Like, what? Like, that is just a insane story to tell somebody. So if you need somebody that your potential customer needs to relate to, like if I have somebody that I know is suffering from cancer or is going through chemo, I'll just say, hey, like, Claudia, can you do me a favor? Can you reach out to so and so for me? She's going through some of the same things that you are, and maybe your story can help them out. I did this the other day and found good before and after pictures that we have already posted, but maybe I'm just not searching the right way. Oh, there was Carl's. You can use Carl's before and after pictures. But you can also just look in the pictures. These aren't from our team, but I don't know why I can't find any. Anyways, you can always just ask in our team page if any of us have before and after pictures. That way you can share them with your potential customers that you need to give some motivation to. Event invites are huge for challenge groups. That's what I do every single month. It's super simple. All you've got to do is go to events, click on plus create, put the event name, location. I always put your house, your living room. Always make sure you have a date and then the description. I think I gave both of you what I use for my description. I've used it for the past 2 years. So you can use that. You can change it up a little bit. You can do whatever you want. And you have to, you can't just choose all your friends. It's going to have you select it one at a time. I know it's like, why can't I just choose all of them? Facebook doesn't want you to do that for some reason. So go through them. And kind of like when I add people for friends, I look for people for my challenge groups that want to use it, that could use help from the challenge group. But then sometimes I don't add people to my challenge group because I think they'll be really good coaches. So then I'll send them an event invite for my webinar. So this is the webinar that I'm doing tomorrow. And the webinars that I do, you can add people to this. So I put this in the team page so you can add yourself to going. And then if you know of any other friends or people that would make really great coaches, you can add them to this, or you can send them the Zoom link. And that way, being a new coach, and when people ask you about this and you're like, I don't know how to say it, don't worry about it. I say it for you. And I always make a recording of the webinar as well. That way people can use it, for the rest of the month. And then I do this every single month, typically at the end of the month. That way, if you need any Success Club points at the end, this helps to kind of get those points too. Let's see. So I think that's it right now for Facebook. Like I said, you can really dive into Facebook like hardcore. There's just so many different little like nuances to learn about it. But I think just diving in, posting, at least one time per day in the beginning, and then working yourself up to like 3 times per day, and then adding those 5 new friends. It's just simple little things that can really help to grow things for you. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to go over tonight is handling objections. Britt, did you have any questions with Facebook? No?
Well, when I start my challenge group, should I make it a group and not an event invite?
Correct. So
Yes, that are definitely doing it. Start a group instead of doing it at the event, by bothering all the people that just didn't respond.
correct. Yep. So after like the cut, like once the December 1st comes
Mm-hmm.
and your event's done, then and I always say like say your group is starting December 1st, open it up like 5 days before your group to kind of prep people
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and do like that for 5 days. And then like, like you're starting on that, like December 1st is a Monday, typically start like the next week, like Wednesday or Thursday and get people in there. So if people said yes in the event invite, but didn't order, I don't add them to the group. Um, so handling objections, a lot of the times, like you get like those weird or not the weird, the same objections of either I got this a lot is typically money. That was my big objection in the beginning is people had those objections about money. And I think I explained this to you, Britt, last night. You, especially when it's the first thing that they come back with. So say like you send out your event invite, they click yes or maybe. You say, hey, I saw that you clicked yes on my event invite. What makes you interested? And they say, well, it depends. What's the price? And you're like, and you really just want to like blurt everything out. Like it's $100.40 and it's on sale and it comes. When they see that, you're just going to scare them away. So you really want to be taking control of the conversation and just saying, it really all depends upon your goals. Let's help try and find you the best solution. What are you looking for? What are your health and fitness goals? And that kind of takes takes the control back into your hands. So that's typically what I do for, the money situation when it's right off the bat. Obviously, once you get to know their goals and everything like that, and you still get that money objection, you can use the feel, felt, found. So that is, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I was signing up with my first challenge pack. But what I found is that I was saving money because I wasn't wasting my membership at the gym. I wasn't wasting my gas getting there. And I was saving so much more time because now I just do it in my living room. So always use it for something real. Just don't make something up. But you can use that like pretty much for anything. A lot of times I'll say, I know exactly how you feel. My mom felt the same way. She didn't really want to spend all that money on Shakeology, and she really had no idea what it was. But when she finally did try it, she felt so much more energy. And, so you can either use that and tell your story, how, what it did for you, or you can place it of someone that you did help before, or maybe you invited someone to the business opportunity and they're like, well, I'm not a salesperson. Hey, I totally know what you mean. I felt the same way. I didn't want to be icky and bug people. But what I found was that people want my help. Like, people need help with their health and fitness. It's like 70% of Americans are obese. Like, this is a big need that people need help with. So I feel like I'm doing a service to people and not just being a salesperson. So that's how you can kind of use that feel, felt, found method. Another objection people get is, well, I'm doing Isagenix, or how about, what's it compared to this shake or that shake? You can go absolutely insane and research everything, right? Or you can just say, I don't know. All I know is Shakeology helped my stomach feel so much better. All I know is that once I started drinking Shakeology, I didn't have a crash at 4:00 in the afternoon. I don't know. All I know is Shakeology gave my mom, whatever. So you just say, I don't know. All I know is this is what happened for me. This is what happened for my mom. This is what happened. So really and you'll hear this a lot with Beachbody, is you're telling stories. If you're a good storyteller, if you can share events with people, and like when you tell it, like you can like almost see it playing in their mind, or like like when you hear a really good story, you kind of have that picture in your mind. That's what you want to create for people, because that's how they relate to you, and that's how they understand you. And then also with the well, how's it compared to this or that, I tell people, do your own research. You can put it, I hands down believe you can put Shakeology up against anything, and do your own research. Google the ingredients. Google the first 3 ingredients in Shakeology versus the first 3 ingredients in whatever they're talking about, and they'll figure it out, and Shakeology will come up on top. So I typically don't get stressed over people talking about other things or whatever. I just say, all I know, I don't know. All I know is this is how it's helped me. Or I say, just Google it and do your own research. I'm sure you'll find out that our products are way more valuable and they're real. You're not buying sugar in a bag. Also, for the money objections, is finding out their why. Just like how coaches, we have our why we're doing this business. You find out the why of why they want to lose 10 pounds. Because that's what you're always going to get when you ask, what are your goals? I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, great. Everyone wants to lose 10 pounds. You need to really dig deep and ask them why now? Are you is there an event coming up? Are you going on vacation? Are you doing something? Are you going to the gym now? Or have you tried doing something before? Like, you really need to kind of be that, what's the word I'm looking for? But you just really just need to dig deep with them and find out their why for them. Even if they don't know it yet, you kind of want to get to that core of, all right, it doesn't matter, how much it is. I want to do this for myself because of ... and the reasons that they gave you. That way, when you say it's $140, they're not like, oh, what? It's $140. You want them to be like, oh, that's it? Only $140? Because they see the value in it.
So it's like they're saying, they always say you're supposed to have that as your breakfast or like your lunch, or like it's a meal replacement. So if you figure, like, I go out to lunch, you spend a minimum of like $5 on your breakfast or your lunch.
If you're
Times
lucky.
30 days. Yeah, if you're lucky, times that by 30 days, you paid for 1 meal a day for a month. And that's,
Yeah.
so like I said that to like 2 people today, and they're like, all right, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and someone else, I just signed up a coach last week, and she works at a bagel shop, and she goes, I don't get it. These people spend like $8 a day on like a bagel. And I'm like, that blows my mind, because obviously, like, that is so unhealthy for you. Yes, it tastes delicious. I haven't had a bagel probably in 2 years, but the damn gluten. No.
You have some willpower. That's all I have to say.
Oh no, if I had a bagel, I'm telling you, I don't know how long I would be on the toilet for. Like, I'm just like, no. But yeah, so that's a really great way that you can compare it for people. Like, you're actually going to be saving on lunch. You're obviously not, and people don't think like that. People don't think in the long term. People think, okay, $4 versus 130 for a month, but they don't see that $6, okay, times that by 30, plus whatever you're drinking, plus the coffee, plus blah blah blah, that it all adds up to. And plus, you're going to be feeling better. And then long term, when you're 60 or 70, you're not going to be on a million prescriptions.
Right.
And going to the doctor. What else? Oh, the next thing is also your belief in whether it's too much, if you personally think it's too much money, then that's going to reflect. You're not, obviously, when you talk to people, you're not saying, well, I think it's too much money too, but it's still going to be coming out in the way you talk about it and your confidence. You need to change your mindset of, like, if you think that way, whether it's about the price or about the quality, or maybe you need to do more of your own research, or find, or look in the Coach Online office. In the video section, they have success stories. Maybe you need to just go look in there and see how this has really helped and really changed people's lives, for you to realize that, you know, $130 to live a healthy and fulfilling life is totally worth it. Or that, you know, maybe, I don't think really people have a problem seeing that the workouts really work, because most people do get amazing results from it. But I think in the beginning, it's, especially for new coaches, if you think that your friends and family are going to think it's too much money, they're automatically going to think it's too much money just because you think it's too much money. You're putting that perception on, and it's going to come off. So really change your mindset about that. And if that's you doing more research, you looking up success stories, you may be doing a little bit more research on Shakeology, so you feel more comfortable that, okay, this is high quality superfoods that they're putting in this. They're not just putting apples and bananas in this, but they're putting goji berries and maca root and all these other things I can't name and pronounce. Those things are expensive. And if you go, and what really, when in the beginning, when I first started, I found Camu Camu at Whole Foods for like this little red bag of powder. So that's just one superfood that's in Shakeology. $25 for a serving of 15. And I was like, holy crap. And that really got me thinking, like, okay, now I get it. Like, now I feel like, and I think I still have that bag. And I would do like shake and shares, where I'd go to like mom groups and I would make the shake for them. And I would literally pull out that bag of like Camu Camu and be like, either spend $25 for one superfood, or spend, you know, whatever with Shakeology, and you get 70 different ones. So that's a really good way to explain it too. What else? Oh, also reminding them of the 30-day money back guarantee. And yes, I always tell people about that. And I say, I'm not trying to be a salesperson, but there is a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you can eat the whole bag. You can return it and get your monies back. And stating your fear before you talk also kind of can disarm the situation. So saying, I don't, you know, like, especially if you're person to person and you're nervous and you're like, oh, I can't say this, or like, I want to ask them, but I'm nervous. You can just say, hey, like, I'm nervous, but I think this would really help you out. Or, what was I thinking? Or like how I said, I'm not trying to be a salesperson, but I have to tell you that there is a 30-day money back guarantee. And I say that all the time because they should know about that, and I don't want to feel like a salesperson. So I kind of disarm the situation. Or like, say I'm talking about to a person about the business opportunity, and I'm on the phone with them, and I say, hey, you know what, regardless of whether you do this or not, you know, it's not going to affect our friendship or whatever. I'm just giving you the information for you to make your own decision. That's it. And that really all comes from GoPro. And I think I've listened to that thing like 100 times over and over and over. And that's what you're really doing. Like, don't take no's personally. It's not, you know, it honestly might not be the right timing for them. People have to be mentally ready to go on a health and fitness journey. They might be moving. They might be getting married. I'm not saying that they should use that as an excuse, but it just might not be the right time. So don't take any no's personally. It might also just be that they need more information. So if somebody tells you no, ask them, hey, do you mind, I'm brand new, do you mind telling me what information, what more information would you have needed, or what more information do you need? That way you can learn what you could do better for next time, and two, maybe they just need more information, because that's what objections are a lot, especially in the beginning, is that they need more information. They didn't get something that you weren't giving them. And that just comes with practice. So yeah, in the beginning, I got a ton of money objections, but then now I don't think I get too many money objections, unless I really don't know the person. If it's like a brand new person, brand new, I mean like someone I just met, or someone I wasn't like really necessarily friends with outside of, if it's just like a person I met on Facebook or something, then that's just from building a relationship. So that's why when you make those 5 friend requests, just saying, hey, how are you? And building a relationship first really does go a long way when you invite them to a group later on down the road. And then last, always make sure that, so when you send them the videos and you start talking to them, and you obviously have to tell them the price eventually. When you tell them about, okay, it's $140, let them know exactly what they're getting. Tell them they're getting 7 different workouts, they're getting the recipe books, they're getting the portion controlled containers, they're getting the Facebook group for support and accountability, and they're getting you as a free coach for as long as they need. And don't think that you aren't worth something. Like, having you is a huge, huge part. So don't forget to kind of mention that. So you kind of, and obviously you get 30 meals of Shakeology, like meals, something nutritious. You're not going to have to take vitamins anymore because you're getting everything from there. So if you kind of explain it that way, like that's a lot of things for $140, instead of just saying, oh, you get the workouts and you get Shakeology. That doesn't seem like a lot, right? But if you really break it down, you can even say, okay, with the 7 different workouts, you get upper fix, lower fix, Pilates, yoga, dirty 30. So you see where I'm getting, like, when you break it down and be really specific what they're getting, like, you're actually getting a ton of stuff. And then they can sign up for the 30 days free of the Beachbody On Demand and try other different workouts. So you can kind of go on and on with that kind of list. Any objections, Britt, other than money that you've come across?
I don't think so. I think I told you about the one girl that one of my friends who, she's automatic. She said she had tried T25. She only lost. She said she gained a lot of muscle with it. She was trying to lose baby weight. She only lost a pound, and she goes, I know I'm ridiculous. I get frustrated because I don't get like instant results. I get just like, forget it. Like, she used to be like a stick thin person, and after her 3rd kid, she's just like, I don't even know what to do if it doesn't like work immediately. I know I get frustrated and I just like hate it. And I'm like, well, no matter what you do, if you get instant results, it's going to be doing something unhealthy. So you're not going to get that no matter what. So I think it's just like we were talking about, just trying to get her out of that mentality. But that was the only thing like that I've heard, other than literally I posted a picture and somebody on my event was like, how much? Like, well, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't even, if they do that, I wouldn't even answer them in there. I would just send them a private message.
Mm-hmm.
And with the T25 friend, ask her more, like, when you get something like that, ask her, did you follow the meal plan? Did you take pictures? Did you take measurements? Because a lot of women are really focused on the scale.
Yeah.
And it drives me insane.
Yeah, she asked me because I said, well, I did the 21-day fix and I really liked it. And I saw a big change. She goes, how much did you lose? And I said, I don't know. I don't own a scale. I said, I never did. I never liked it, because there are times when I knew that I weighed, whatever it was. And I was like, it was a low number, but I didn't feel good.
or I didn't look good. And then I weighed more than that. And everyone was telling me how like thin and fit I was, and I weighed higher. And I'm like, I don't care. I like how I look and I feel this weight, So I told her, I was like, I have no idea. I just noticed a big change in how I felt and how things fit and how I was like, what was physically. So.
Yeah. And going by that too, like how your clothes fit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. Yeah, I own a scale only because Dave has to look at it. He's like, I lost 5 pounds. I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm like, you can't gain 5 pounds from 5 hours. Like,
you fluctuate throughout the day anyway. It really it makes no sense.
Exactly. If you have caffeine, depending upon the water, depending upon where the moon's at, like gravity, whatever, you can't go by that stuff. So with her, I would just kind of keep on asking those kinds of questions and yeah, getting her mentality to where he needs, and asking her like, what was the longest that you did T25 for? I think the program is 60 days. Like, did she do it for the full 60 days? What did she do after that? Did she just stop?
Yeah, I have no idea what she did. I know she was like, I don't have time for that meal prep. I hate meal prep. And I was like, okay, well, no one hates meal prep more than me because I can't do it. I hate it. I said, but I said, technically sometimes I guess I didn't really pay attention too much to like the serving size because I was like, all right, I get it. I don't have I was like, I'm not going to focus too much on that. I wanted to more focus on like being strict with the shake every day and then being strict with the workouts and like, focusing more on like what I was eating, not necessarily how much at first. Because I didn't feel like, like I was doing it and I'm like, okay, like this is basically what I was doing already. Like I wasn't too bad with my diet portions before or like my food portions, but I was like, you kind of tailor it to yourself, I guess. Like if you're not too bad, like some people are just like, I don't know what to eat. I don't know how much of it to eat. I am completely lost. Then that's probably better for them. But if you're like, all right, I just need something that's big, like that's a better workout, that's different,
more structured a little bit,
and then like you're fine with the food portions and the diet, then okay, then that's something maybe you just don't need to focus. Then you get some free containers and you go from there, like you work it to how it fits you. So
or even finding like one thing of her that just changing that one thing, whatever it is, like her breakfast, her lunch, the time that she eats. She's eating really late at night. She having protein after she works out. So just finding like one little thing that she can change that would make kind of have her see that bigger difference. Is she drinking a lot of water? Because some people think, oh, if I don't drink water, I'm gonna weigh less. And it's like, you need to get all the crap out of your body and hydrate.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's really all I've gotten so far. It's all money at this point. So
okay, I think those are totally typical.
I did that, so.
What?
I said I did that to you, so I can't blame that.
Yeah, I mean, and also go back to like when you first started and how you felt, and use that to kind of relate back to them and knowing, okay, like what made me feel more comfortable? Was it just time? Was it me being Rose be more consistent or being consistent or just, getting to actually know her first, whatever that might be. And then, like I said, those money thing, that'll eventually go away, especially once you kind of get the whole GoPro, like conversation system down of, do you say this, it really does work pretty good. And then if not, you just give them the information and then write their name down for next month and invite them next month.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, hi.
So pretty. Aw.
Hi.
So cute. All right. Anything else before we sign off?
I think that's it for now.
Okay, cool. So I think the last post in the group will be on Friday, but obviously we can keep doing the calls on Wednesday nights if you want to keep it that way.
Okay.
Tomorrow is the business webinar. I think you've probably seen it before. I usually typically
I don't know. I'll probably listen to it anyway.
Yeah, you can listen to it. If you know anyone that's might be really good as a coach.
I was thinking about it actually. I might have one person. So
Yeah, and just message them, say, hey, you know, I'm doing this new thing with Beachbody. I don't know if it would be for you or not, but you know, my coach is doing a 30-minute webinar if you want to check it out.
Okay.
Give them the option.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
All right, bye.
Bye.